Hi guys, I have created a really simple contour drawing of an elephant here so I can show you a simple way to shade. So this is the way that I teach my third graders, and it's pretty simple. It doesn't involve too much different definitions of tone. It actually just involves a dark and a medium tone and a little bit of blending with the tissue. So check this out if you want to try out a really simple way to shade. I go in and I start figuring out where the darkest areas are going to be. So assuming the light is coming from above, I would have a little bit of shadow underneath. So I'm not making this black, but I'm pressing down so I can get a medium tone in this area. Being careful to go around little details. And I don't want to fill in my wrinkles too much, so I'm going to go over those. I will give a little shadow under the ear because this would probably cast a shadow if the light were coming from above. So I'll cast a little shadow here, cast a little shadow here, so I'm making this a little bit darker. Underneath the body, there would be lots of shadow, so the body would cast it on the leg, going down. This little part of the leg, the back part of the leg, and I'm just quickly going back and forth, not pressing too hard. If you want to use the side of your pencil, that would work pretty well too, to lay down some light tone to avoid a point. You really don't want to draw with a point because blending will become a little bit more difficult. And we have a pretty good first laydown of tone. This is where the darkest areas are going to be. Just throw in some wrinkles. And maybe go over my dark areas just a little bit more, just to make them a little bit more intense. So already it's got a little bit of definition. It's not a flat 2D drawing. We're starting to see some shape to it, some form rather. Now I'm going to take the side of my pencil and just quickly fill in some of these areas. I don't want my elephant to be white. So I'm going to fill in a little bit of this area, like so. Quick, very light. And then get your tissue. You can either wrap it around your finger like this, or just wad it up. I like it around my fingers to have a little bit of control. I'm just going to blend. I'm going to smooth it out, smudge it out. I don't want to smudge too much because it will just be one flat gray. I still want to keep those tones separate from one another, the very dark and the medium. But it can be done pretty quickly. I forgot one area of shadow under the belly for sure. So with a curving back and forth motion, I'm going to go ahead and make a little belly. Go in and blend. And at this point, it's all about just adding little refining and defining areas. So I might want to just outline a little bit more so it stands out, maybe a little bit more of a wrinkle. Sometimes when you smudge away a lot of those detailing lines too. So it's always good to put some of them back in. Don't just stop when you smudge, go around it again. Maybe a little shadow on my tusk, under my tusk. And as you can see, it just takes it from flat to having more definition. And kids will be really satisfied with this quick technique of shading using the tissue. You could use a finger if you wanted to. You could use a blending tool. There's all kinds of different artist tools for this. I find a tissue is just fine. Some kids get upset because their fingers get dirty, so tissue's fine. You lean against your paper, you're going to get a little bit dirty here, but that's fine. It's going to be fine. It's art. We can get a little bit messy. So I'm going to just go in here. I'd like to have a little bit more of a cast shadow. Now, my third graders and I are cutting these out later, so I tell them that it's okay if you blend off of the elephant itself. Maybe some more wrinkles here. Just keep going until you're happy. I mean, you can really keep going with this if you wanted to. But for the sake of this lesson, I am going to stop because this is a completely acceptable, completed piece of art for now. Later, our third graders, we're going to cut these out and put them on colorful papers and glue on some different craft papers and paint around it and use gold Sharpie so it will look like an elephant parade, an Indian elephant from the elephant parade. So it's a lot of fun, quick and easy. Give this simple shading technique a try.